Good morning, hikers. So in true San Diego Trans-County Trail fashion, I am off trail. The track is anyways, I think it goes up there because it actually he guided it through to the Costco food court, which I think is cute. I am going to skip that because I was looking on the map last night, and if you follow this canyon, you end up basically, because if you go up to Costco, you got to cross that busy kind of freeway and then cross back over again, another really busy. So I've decided to go down the canyon, stay on this side of the busy. I am running low on food because of my debacle in Cuyamaca. Oh, and guess what? I have a souvenir to take home. Not just the bumps and bruises, but it looks like I'm gonna have a pretty good case of poison oak. And it's in bad places. There may be a doctor's visit coming up for me. It's in bad places. It's not good. Anyways, just from beginning to end, just the trail has just like ground me. But anyways, so I'm a little short on food. At the end of this canyon, there's a Starbucks. I called last night and I was like, what kind of food do you have? And he like described all these breakfast sandwiches. My mouth is watering right now thinking about it. It was just like, oh yes, I'm gonna have one of those. And anyways, so I'm gonna pick up a breakfast sandwich and then also something else substantial to get me through today, because then what I have left in my bag, it's enough. I'll just get a burger on the way home, which is probably gonna happen anyways. Okay, so that shopping center worked out really well for me, and additionally it had a sushi place and Domino's pizza too. So a little something for everybody. So Scripps Poway Parkway and Pomerado Road. Starbucks is across the street, so I just came from there. I'm a little bit off track, shocker, but I looked on my map app for the iPhone, and it looks like I can avoid being on these really busy streets by coming down here and taking Old Pomerado Road. Let me show you. I walked down to the intersection, I crossed the street, I came back this way, and I believe this is Old Pomerado Road, and it looks much quieter, and it should lead straight to that park where I can pick up the track again. So this is the Benedictson Park. The VFW's right there. And I accidentally joined the trail and didn't even realize it. Confidence marker. The directions say to turn right. Okay, so South Poway Trail. So that leads back to the trail that was on the left at the bottom. And I took the trail in the middle. So here is the view. I am off track. I'm gonna go go forward a little bit more and see where that puts me. But what I see is, I'm wondering if I'm supposed to be down there, but I also see trail over there. Okay, so I am back to the hairpin turn. So I came up this way. I went to the top of that. It dead ends when it should go to the right. I'm gonna try this way. The track is way off the waypoints in this section. The last waypoint right here says hairpin turn left. So I'm gonna go this way. I can see a trail. Here's a marker. Here's some more trails up. Maybe I just didn't take the right trail up. Okay, so this says, shut up, San Diego Trans-County Trail. Wow. C trail. Wow. Okay, so this is it. So I think I came up with a new drinking game. While you're watching this series, take a drink every time I make a wrong turn. Logistics strike yet again. I think I was supposed to finish today. Oh, today wasn't a problem with water. Today was a problem with battery. So this is going to be short. My phone was at 20%. Yeah, that Earthmate app is just sucking my phone dry, my battery life. So I was down to 20%. I should have just pushed through today, but I've been off track so many times that I was afraid that I wasn't going to have my navigation and then not even have a phone to kind of do my own map. So I'm almost to the waterfall. I'm trying to use the phone sparingly. Oh, so close. I went back and to the horse place and sat there for like almost 2 hours. It was like an hour and a half at least. And I was like, look, I'm losing daylight. I got to get back on. And got it up to 90%. So that's got to last me to the end. So I'm going to take some shots of the waterfall for you coming up here. So close, and just from one end of the county to the other, just logistical nightmare. We're almost there. Can you feel it? Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Okay, here's a better view. Good morning, hikers. Are you ready to finish this thing? Let's do this! All right, final stretch. Boy. My thoughts on the trail. Unfinished, if I had to choose one word. Unfinished. The hiking part, I mean, don't get me wrong, there were some challenging parts up over El Cajon Mountain, yeah, for sure. But really, the logistics were the most challenging. It just, the lack of available resources, mainly water, at times took away from it for me. I really couldn't enjoy some of it because I was so stressed out about the water. So my thoughts personally about what I was doing out here, you know, I have to be honest here. You know, I was out here for, you know, just to get outside and get some physical exercise. I think we all put on a little COVID weight. But beyond that, you know, some of my health challenges, which I had mentioned in earlier videos, you know, just kind of trying to hang on to physical activity, because I feel like if you let these things get the better of you and stop doing what you love, it's going to be even harder to pick it up again. And I want to make sure that I'm hiking well into my 80s, and I'm not going to let a bunch of tumors stop me. So, you know, beyond that, emotionally too, this was a way for me to process a lot of the things that have been happening in the last year. COVID was a challenge for everyone. And I think as far as mental health goes, I think, you know, while the risk of death was scary and serious, and now we're over 500,000 people dead in the United States, you know, beyond that, the serious detriment to people's mental health because of the isolation, you know, is substantial. And I think this is going to have an impact, you know, not only economically, but, you know, emotionally for a lot of people for many years. We're communal people, and we're supposed to be together. And I have to be honest with you, like the COVID thing, it made me a little fearful of people. And then that thing in January at the Capitol, I mean, I cried. It's just, what is going on? This is not the America that I was sold in elementary school. So it's just one of those things that I came out here to kind of process my feelings about that. And unexpectedly, it really had some, you know, as it does, you know, some effects that I didn't expect at all, and were really a benefit to where I'm at emotionally. The point I was trying to make was, you know, what I was watching on TV and in social media and how divided our country is right now. It's really kind of, it's just, you know, some cognitive dissonance for me, you know, with how I was taught what the United States was, and the United States. And we're so divided right now. So with having to ask for help, it's kind of interesting because San Diego, just like any other county, in the more rural areas, it's typically a little bit more conservative politically, and as you get closer to the city, more liberals. And so, but when it comes down to it, people are people. And if you let them know what's going on and you give it a face, and maybe with pigtail parades, I don't know. And maybe in part is because I'm a solo female out there. But it didn't matter if we believe the same thing politically, or, you know, what our government should be doing or what we should be doing in regard to COVID. When I needed water, people knew that's all that mattered, and they helped me. So I don't know, maybe that's what we need to think about more, you know, instead of me, you know, think about, well, how can we, because here's the thing, even though technically they were helping me, I know I helped them too. In fact, the last lady that helped me charge up my electronics with my last debacle, she's like, wow, you're the most inspiring person I've met since working here, you know, and you're just what I needed to hear today. You know, this is so amazing. And there were many people along the trail that were, you know, of course thought, well, you're crazy. Why would you do that? Or had curious questions. Oh, where do you sleep? What are you eating? How long is the trail? Where? You know? But I think just, you know, planting an idea of a different way to look at things, like water, for example, just how basic everybody can understand. Everybody needs water. And so if we can look at things from that perspective, you know, just meeting basic needs for everyone, and that we're all more alike than different, I have faith we can get through this. And we'll come out even stronger on the other side. I know it. I believe in us. I hope you do too. Okay, so I officially just finished, but I'm a glutton. I'm gonna go up. And you're coming with me, and we're gonna end on the beach. Did you really expect it to end any other way? In the 20 years that I've lived in San Diego, I have never once done that hike and had the stairs removed. I just couldn't even believe it, but it was just the cherry on top of a very frustrating through. And that wasn't the only thing that happened at the end, and it really kind of, you know, brought back full circle the real lessons of the trail for me. I had just no sooner 2 miles back gone through that diatribe about if we all work together and think about others. You know, it was just, when I arrived at the ocean, I went up to the state park kiosk and I asked the attendant, I said, hey, I just finished the San Diego Trans-County Trail. Is there a sticker? Is there a patch I can buy? You know, isn't that great? And she was like, there's a car behind you. Can you know, move along? And I was like, what? You're not here to celebrate me? My ride was also 40 minutes late. So again, I was feeling very sorry for myself. And when I finally got to the top and I saw that sign, I was just like, oh, wow. What is going on? And so anyways, I went to one of the lookouts and I thought, well, I'll just snap some photos. I'm up here. So, and I was just bursting at the seams, you know, with just honestly selfishness. And I was, you know, struck up a conversation with this woman that was sitting on a bench, and she, you know, was like, oh, that's great, because I was like, listen to me, I'm so great, listen to what I just did, and me. And, you know, I failed to notice that she was on the verge of tears. And so I finally checked in and I was like, hey, you know, what's going on? Let's talk about it. And, you know, that was the real end of my hike. She was going through some stuff, and, you know, I was able to sit and listen and have enough time because my, you know, ride was late anyways, and we kind of talked some things through, and, you know, she said it helped her out, and I was just glad to be of service. And that was the real ending of my hike, and just another reminder and what this trail truly taught me, and the title for this last leg of the journey: humility. You know, just take the time, listen to others, reach out, even if it's, whether it's to give or to receive. That community and interaction is so important. And anyways, I hope you got something out of my journey. I definitely learned a lot. I'm gonna follow this up with some obligatory gear videos and some of the mistakes that I made, and hopefully others will be able to avoid. And I just wanted to take a moment and thank you all for joining me on this journey. I really appreciate it. I got a lot of support on this, and the comments and messages through this series have just been wonderful. So thank you all for coming along with me, and I can't wait to see you on the next trail.